What's up, Carmen? How we doing, man? How's everything? These damn live chats, there's always something with it. What's up, Frank? How are you? Jeff, I'm pretty sure I sent you the invite, brother. Pretty sure you should have it. What's up, Frank? How you doing? The aggressive water chug. Yo, I put down a lot of these essentials, man. I love that shit. I gotta get my filter fixed, actually. What's up, Raymond? Long time. Cool, cool. No, glad to hear, glad to hear. You know, I love water. It's practically all I drink. I don't even drink coffee. I never needed it. Jeff, you get the invite, dude? Yeah, you should have the invite. Check it. Who else is here? I'm waiting for Jeffrey Phillips to get oh, you didn't get it yet? Check. I sent it. Or just try to join in or whatever. But I sent it. Oh yeah, what's up, dude? How are you? Oh yeah, Macho Man status. All right. So I guess in the meantime, while we wait, you guys want to make fun of me or something, or want me to tell you jokes? You don't have anything? I don't know how. Oh, there we go. No. Okay, now it says. All right, all right.
What up? Can you hear me?
What's up? I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
All right, cool. Yeah, a little bit. All right, much better. A little bit loud, but yeah. Oh, you got the old school '80s headphones. Those things are big.
Hip
Those things
hop,
are
yo.
fucking. Yeah, those things will fucking. Well, yeah. Those things will wreck you, man. How's everything? How you doing?
Good, man. Shit's been crazy, but things are seeming to calm down. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah. What's been so crazy? Just your personal life, or
Just
just the
life.
state of the
Everyone's
world?
life, it seems like. Yeah, everything.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
fucking nuts.
I don't know if the state of the world's getting any better, but
Right. Well, little stuff they spray on us is probably only going to get worse and worse until people start being like, "Hey, look, they're spraying us with stuff that they probably shouldn't be spraying us with." You're a
yeah, who
conspiracy
knows?
theorist. Yeah, I don't know.
Who
I guess
knows?
the more I look into it, the more I'm just like, "Huh? What's going on?" So, what do you want to complain about tonight? I'm chock full of
I don't
complaints.
know.
So.
What you got?
Oh, me? Well, I guess you know that our dear friend Christian Good was trying to tell me earlier that I should go read books because the slaves built the pyramids or something like that. Which and then I sent him the picture of how it's actually like everything's perfectly aligned, and it actually has the diameters of the planet like built into the pyramids and Sphinx. And I'm just like, so you mean to tell me that primitive hunter-gatherers with copper tools figured out the entire planet's diameter, depth, and then went ahead and built that into these multi-million. You're like, these people are fucking stupid. Like, they're just dumb. You know?
Yeah, he vanished off my page for a while and just started popping up again. Just like
Yeah, I think he took like a 3 week break or something like that. You know, I was starting.
he's probably
I was
had a
starting.
stroke.
Hey, just so you know, your headphone keeps going like loud and low. I don't know if it's something on your
Oh,
end or.
really?
Yeah, it goes up and down. I don't know. Maybe just lower it a little bit or
Uh,
something. Not
Maybe
sure.
not. I don't know.
Maybe I could put the volume down on my phone or something, maybe. But you know, as long as it does, I don't care as long as it doesn't bother people watching. But
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I think he just popped back up. I was getting kind of nervous. I thought like maybe like my constant attacks of truth would just like sent him away. I was getting kind of nervous. I was gonna make like a baby come back post. You know, I'm gonna baby come back. You could blame it all on me. You know, but yeah, the guy's yeah, so he's still trying to convince me that like primitive people with copper tools did this and there's no reason like look into this, you know.
Yeah.
What do you make of that? Do you think I'm crazy for being like, hey, something's wrong here?
What with the pyramid?
Yeah.
I mean, I've looked into all that stuff about maybe the pyramids were there before the Egyptians and they just vandalized it and like it's all pretty interesting shit. And yeah,
Yeah.
you're talking about the pyramid code, right? With the
John Anthony West. Well,
calendar.
that's
Yeah.
one of them. What's up, Barb?
Yeah.
That is one of them. Yeah, that's a good one. John Anthony West died recently, unfortunately, but he's John Anthony West was the guy that broke to the public that the Sphinx was what's the word?
Bigger.
Was that it was water. It
Was
was
that
done
it
with
was bigger?
not that it was
Yeah.
bigger. It
Oh
was
yeah.
I can't think of the right word, but it was rain that what's the word? Like I can't think of the word that
Water.
like yeah, but what's the word to erode it? It eroded it. It was done with by water, but by rainfall. And then when
Yeah.
they looked into it, the last time that it rained that it could have possibly happened was like 20,000 years ago, and that's the earliest that it could have happened. You know,
That's
and again,
crazy.
this is now kind of like widely accepted by mainstream, or not really talked about, but like this is like mainstream. John Anthony West doesn't get too into that. They're like the aliens did it or whatever. So what do you make of that?
I don't know.
It's not. I just watched something. A couple days ago on it. It's all pretty. I mean, it seems like the mainstream, like Discovery Channel type stuff. It seems like they're starting to include more of these things that when we were kids, they told us these stories as kids. You know, now they're including a lot more alternative ideas about what happened.
Have to, right? Yeah. Guys like me and you out there, like, oh, the lying to us, you know.
Yeah.
That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Like, that's why, like, Graham Hancock, like, he doesn't go as far enough into it for me, just like John Anthony West, but, like, at least he's, like, getting it there to the mainstream. Like, you want to get into that deep-rooted shit, like, you got to check out, like, Michael Sarion or, you know, like, someone like that to really, like, goes into depth. He went in, like, recently, like, about a month ago or something like that, like did, like, 3 hours just explaining everything. You know, like, one of the things I always found interesting is, like, in Egypt, they actually had hieroglyphs for literally everything they did, from, like, having orgies with one another to, like, how they brushed their teeth to how they cared for the young. Like, you name it, they had hieroglyphs. Except for some reason, there's not one hieroglyph out of multi-millions in all of Egypt about how pyramids were built. Nothing. Just nothing.
Yeah,
but
that's super weird.
They had hieroglyphs on the orgies that they had, which is kind of, you know.
Yeah.
I wonder if they got in pyramid form. No, I'll just stop. You know?
Yeah. So,
dude, have you ever heard of any of the? Have you heard of Laurel Canyon in Los Angeles?
I don't think so. What's that?
So, up in Laurel Canyon, there's a naval facility that's been there since like pre-World War II. That basically was a fully self-enclosed film studio.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where allegedly they shot the footage on the models of the nuclear blast that we saw. They doctored a lot of like the nuclear footage and a lot of the, what was the other stuff? Moon landing stuff. Like, this is supposedly where like the majority of like the film or like propaganda came from, that they actually filmed it in Hollywood. And it's up in the hills, and there's tons of crazy stories attached to it, because you know any of the stuff about the hippie movement that started in LA, and it was like,
yeah, I mean, that was all CIA up, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they basically, I know all about it. You name it, man. I know my shit.
That's what this place is. This is where they like recruited and started all the band, like the Doors.
Right,
Doors,
yeah.
Stephen Crosby, like all these guys, like had parents that were like
involved
in the military, and they all like went to school with each other in Virginia.
Right, wasn't like Jim Morrison, like his dad was like CIA or something like that, right?
Dude, his dad was like the captain that pulled off the Gulf of Tonkin event.
Oh, right, yeah.
That was his dad. Yeah,
it was something like that, yeah.
When you go deep down this rabbit hole of Laurel Canyon, the story is just nuts, because all these people are totally connected. And
I think, Mark Devlin? Mark Devlin? He did a lot of work on that, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think he got it. Go ahead, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Jared Leto owns the place now, which is kind of interesting. So all these bands started that were like mediocre bands, but got pushed like, by the powers that be like crazy, and got turned into these massive super bands because they wanted this hippie movement to, because before the hippies were around, all the conservatives were anti-war. And it was hard, to discount like straight conservatives. So they started the hippie movement and started all these bands with Charles Manson and all kinds of these bands. Beach Boys. There are all these bands that were made up of like family members of the military to start.
The Beach Boys too? I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, to start this movement, to get, to make the anti-war movement look like a bunch of stupid hippie stoners, basically.
Right.
But it's super interesting shit, and it's like, I drive over Laurel Canyon every single day, so I drive.
Oh, really?
So look at everything. It's super creepy, but there's all kinds of stuff.
I like creepy shit, so
yeah,
I think it's interesting.
All kinds of CIA nonsense going on up in Laurel Canyon, which is kind of cool.
It's actually funny. it's actually funny you say that. I have like a joke that's kind of like about that, where like I didn't like do it, but like the premise was basically like, you know how like anytime you picture the 1950s, it's always like this just wondrous time where like lawns are cut, and and like mothers are like like making cupcakes and everyone's drinking milkshakes. It's just this
Yeah.
glorious time. Like that's like how they promote it to us. And then I'm thinking like, well, if everything was so great in the 50s, why did everyone rebel in the 60s? Like, clearly something's wrong here,
Yeah.
Every time you see the 50s, it's like the just greatest time ever and everything's wonderful. I'm like, why did everyone go so fucking crazy? It couldn't have been that great. They're lying to us. So that's like the kind
Yeah.
of the
Well.
premise,
The height of the nuclear family was in the 50s, and the 60s was just like people going, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to go off to war and start a family and be,
Go kill a
attacked
bunch of
later
people
in
that I've
my
never
life.
met.
Yeah.
Go kill a bunch of people we've never met, that we have nothing to do with, that we have nothing in common with, just for a paycheck, because that's always the right thing to do. But no, that is interesting though. So have you seen anything like happen over there, or just like you just drive by and just like like, man, what's going on in there?
Well, yeah. I mean, you could just drive by the facility, but it's just interesting to think, like, what footage I've seen, we've all seen and thought was real forever that came out of this place, because there's there's no reason they would have spent the money to build the place if they weren't going to use it.
Right.
If they're straight up manufacturing stuff. Like.
So you know how to think. Like most the average like normal person would be like, they probably just abandoned. Yeah, because you would do. I guess that's what you probably do, right?
Yeah. Well, I want to make a video about it and go out there and like film the place. And
Dude, do it. That would be fucking awesome.
Yeah. I mean, like, once I organize myself enough to do it, there'll be a lot more information. But it's crazy the amount of coincidences and like all the crazy stuff that is involved with this one little canyon, and has since like way back in the day too. There's like, I don't know if you ever heard of the Wonderland murders. They happened up there.
I've heard of them. I don't remember what it was, but I've heard the name.
A bunch of crazy stuff in that canyon. It's just really creepy. But on top of it, there was, basically a CIA facility. Super interesting stuff. Oh, another thing. Last month was my birthday. And have you ever heard of a band called Massive Attack?
No, but happy belated.
Thank you. Have you heard of
No, I don't think so.
They were like
have you heard of Portishead?
No.
It's a genre of music called trip hop. It's kind of like ambient, like, I don't know. It's hard to explain, but you've heard their songs before.
Okay, yeah. I'm not like overly crazy into music like most. Like I'm like significantly less into music than most people. I like music, but like I'm just not as up on it as most.
So Banksy allegedly is in this band Massive Attack, right? They're one of my favorite bands from all back in the day. They haven't played in forever, and they just did a tour. And I went to go see them, and it was like the craziest.
God, I can't even explain.
It was like, basically, if I was able to make some sort of performance piece about everything that I believe in, was like this show, and like, it was a huge performance piece, from like the homeless people he had out front to like, the people paying thousands of dollars to go see them, like, and halfway through every song, they put up images of like, blown up kids in like Israel, like, we've seen these videos of the dad carrying the kid blown up. They're like stopping the music and playing this for 6,000-7,000 people. People were running out of the place, and it was super funny.
Really?
They put some graphic ass shit up there. But
can I just speaking of which, just what you were saying was have you seen like all like the kickback from like the new Joker movie? Like everyone, did you see the Joker movie yet?
I saw it the other day.
Yeah, like pretty much every
6 years.
Yeah, no, right. Yeah, no, I liked it, but like they're trying to act like it's like so violent. Every single movie that The Rock, Jason Statham, like is more violent. But the Joker wasn't nearly as violent as most movies that come out. Like that's the thing. Like you see like Hobbs and whatever the fuck his name is. Like it's a million times more violent than the Joker is. The Joker just has better reasons for killing. You know what I mean?
I haven't watched TV in like, I don't know, 20 years.
Oh yeah, me neither.
And so whenever I see it, I'm blown away by how fucking super violent and sexual just regular TV shows are. Like, it's nuts. And like movies are just over the top, like crazy violent these days. It's super Like
Oh
there was
yeah,
some
for no
something I
reason
saw
either.
the other day. Yeah, like way
It just
crazier than
breeds
that.
sociopaths. It's like
Yeah.
in the video games, or like Nathan Drake and Uncharted. Like this guy's just in a great mood, just killing everyone. Like, hey, not even a thing, you know. That's why, like, when you watch
Yeah.
the Joker, it's just like, I don't know, what did he kill, like 6 people in the movie or something like that? Maybe it's
Yeah.
just like it isn't nearly to what most movies in Hollywood are. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, you
Yeah,
know?
you're probably right.
It was just dark. You know, like, oh my
Yeah, it
God,
was.
he killed his mom. Oops, spoiler alert.
Yeah. Which may or may not even be true because, well, I just don't want to get too into it, but really
Yeah.
for anybody that sees the movie, but you're not even really sure what's going on,
Really,
you know?
really nicely shot movie though. It was really.
Oh yeah, very well done. Yeah,
He did
that
Really
scene with
good.
the midget, that scene with the midget was fucking hilarious. I won't spoil it, but like imagine being in that situation. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh my god, this is crazy.
It's like
But
you've
no,
always
it's
been.
nice to me.
yeah. And then you got like the media like bugging out. I don't know if you saw the post that I made earlier about how the media's it's like a satire post about how the media is like waiting for somebody to do something at the movies, but it's just like this isn't
So they,
satire. They really are.
yeah.
They do want
Yeah.
this. Like every interview he went in on, they were basically begging for that to happen. It's like this isn't satire, you want it to be satire.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. But definitely an interesting film. I might go see it again next week with one of my buddies or something like that. We'll see. But yeah, I don't really go to the movie theaters either. The last movie I saw was like Halloween, because I just love Halloween, because I always did. But like I
Yeah.
rarely go. It's got to be something something decent. Actually, that's a lie. I did see Endgame because I love Thanos, but I think everyone knows that by now.
Yeah.
Thanos is my dude. I've been into Thanos since I was like 10 years old. Once I found out he worshipped death, I was just like, all right, this is my guy. Like, okay.
Dude, it seems like every single
Movie that's coming out is a Marvel movie.
It's too much, yeah. Like I said, I'm not even really that into that. What's that?
Like, when I grew up, it was X-Men, and that was it.
Yeah. Now it's every other
Now
fucking
it's just
movie. You know
like
what I mean?
every movie is Marvel. It's freaking crazy.
Yeah, it's too much. It really is. But it'd be nice if some of the documentaries that we watch they would actually play in these movie theaters. I got
Yeah,
plenty
no
of stuff
kidding.
we could talk about. You know what I mean? It's just like they just for some reason they just don't do it. Maybe it won't draw an audience. It doesn't feel good. All my feelings and all that. It's
Yeah.
just sad.
That's funny.
Yeah, no, it's just sad, really. But that's really with mine. Like I said, I'm just trying to get people to pay attention to like all this fucking like child trafficking going on and stuff too. Because it's just like, at what point, like the Epstein thing. That's why I keep banging people with it. And like they just took it out of the news. It's just like this motherfucker is hanging out with all your elected officials. Like they love this guy and party with him and stuff. What's going on?
That band I was just
telling you about, during one of their songs, they stopped and just put up a sign that said, "Who killed Epstein?" They just left it there for the rest of the show. Like, you gotta
Awesome.
check out this, like the live
Yeah, send me.
band. Like,
Yeah,
they're
I'll check
really
them
good
out.
band to begin with, but like it's Banksy doing a band. Banksy's band, like it's obviously heavily political.
Yeah, right. Of course.
It was funny because like all these people were freaking out because of all the images and like they were showing people in war and what our tax dollars are doing over there.
Right.
And like every once in a while, I'd lock eyes with some dude, and we were so stoked. We're like, holy shit! Like, what's going on? Like he's just red pilling all kinds of like a whole arena full of people.
Good.
So it was super fucking cool. But they made a big deal about the Epstein thing because their tour they're selling out every show, so they have a huge platform right now.
Yeah. Dude, the Epstein thing, as far as I'm concerned, is honestly some of the biggest news of all time. Like, to ever be, like, publicized. Like, that shit is crazy. Like, here you have a guy that's a convicted child trafficking sex pedophile, hangs out regularly with, like, Bill Clinton, chills with Donald Trump.
Dude, those paintings in his house.
Yeah, like the one.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, like, I couldn't even believe that.
Throwing the paper
for, like,
airplanes at the Twin Towers.
Yeah. Dude, like, I actually.
Like, holy shit.
Yeah. Dude, I saw, like, that's the thing. Like, I seen, what was it? When I was like, I've been all on top of this Epstein thing, probably like harder than anyone. And I saw those pictures, and I didn't even believe that was real for like 2 or 3 weeks. And then people were like,
it was
like,
it was hard
real? It was like it was like the picture of you with what the fuck was his name? Remember we were talking about last
Nick
time?
Diaz? Yeah.
No, the guy that like you thought was Photoshop. That's in like I can't think of his name. I'm having a brain freeze.
That's UFC kid.
Yeah, the guy that's in your like, whatever. But Yeah, I just didn't believe it or whatever. But that's
Oh
the thing.
no, you're talking.
About the the kid.
Yeah, the kid. I just couldn't think of his name. But it
Yeah.
was like I didn't even believe it. Like you have Bush, like like throwing planes at the Twin Towers. Bill Clinton's in a dress or whatever I said.
Yeah.
And like at what point do you say to yourself like this is a little weird? This is really weird.
Totally. Yeah.
What up, Phil?
And like a lot of people didn't like a lot of people that heard about that didn't hear or see those paintings I showed them to people, and they're like, no way. Like,
Right? Yeah.
This shit's
I
nuts. Like,
I want the one of Bush, like like fuck Clinton, but like the one with Bush, like.
Well, those two, like even if there were more, those two would be the best. Like those two,
definitely.
so much. Like, Jesus.
Yeah,
Christ.
I'm not really sure what the Bill Clinton one is really alluding to, except maybe he's into some weird shit.
That he's a perv, yeah.
Yeah, but the Bush one is just kind of like, man, of all the things he could have been playing with, he could have had Legos. Lincoln Lounge would make more sense being he was a president, but
who's the artist?
That's what I want to know is who painted him.
Didn't they find out? I'm pretty sure they know who the artist is. I'm pretty sure they no.
Yeah, I want to interview that guy.
I don't know.
I think Derek Rose was talking about it. I think in one of his videos. I think so. I think it was a woman actually. I think that you had. Don't quote me, but I think so.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. I wonder what else is in there. Like this, and this is the stuff that they released to the public. Like imagine what they didn't release to the public.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
no, we didn't even
get to see any of the good shit. For sure.
No, that's what I mean. I'm like, kind of like, well, what else is in there? Like
a
freaking dungeon.
Yeah, that's what secret passages to like Guam and shit. Like it's just like who is this? You know, like and again, like that's I'll give it to him. It did wake up a bunch of people, like a few people that are like some of my older friends that are just like you're a crazy conspiracy theorist that like didn't want to talk to me for a while. Now are like, all right,
they're like, damn, you're right.
Yeah.
All right, what do you have? It's just kind of like 17 years too late. But it's just like, it's just like, at what point do you say to yourself, like, this is fucking batshit, And that's why they just took it out of the news completely, and now you're just not supposed to talk about it again. It's just like, this is the craziest news of all time.
Now we get Greta.
Yeah, she's cute. Fucking nasty troll bitch, Her face looks like an actual apple pie. Have you seen? You know what an apple pie? It's like the perfect.
She's very
shape
German looking.
Yeah, well, that might be maybe apple strudel in her case or whatever it may not be. Apple pie is more of an American thing, so just don't turn it upside down like your flag or you're not gonna have dessert for the night, But yeah, man, what do you make of the climate change thing? I seen that's popular lately.
I don't know. The climate's getting colder. Historically.
So do you think there's an agenda there? That's like one subject I know little about. I don't really know that much about that one.
Of course, absolutely. Scarcity, like the reason we need to go to outer space, there's a massive amount of agenda connected to climate change shit. Like all the scarcity runs the whole economy. The fact that there isn't a lot of stuff and that we have to pay for this stuff because there isn't a lot of it, like that whole idea like runs the economy and the fact that we're living in a small area and that we're depleting that area's resources, that runs everything, and climate change has everything to do with that. People, oh God, we're gonna have a dust bowl in the Midwest and we aren't gonna have food anymore, and like all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, people believe anything, man. It's really sad. People believe anything. Oh, yeah. It's so gullible. That's one issue I don't really know that much about. Like, I'm sure there is an agenda, but it's like, there's just so much to know that you can't possibly know everything. So like climate change to me is like, oh, it's going to be warmer in a few years. Like, oh, okay. Like where's Epstein? Where's Epstein?
Do you know the vlogger Nuance Bro?
Nah.
He's fucking pretty cool kid. He interviewed me a couple times, but he goes to all those events and he's very unbiased with his questioning. Obviously, he's on our side, but like he's very unbiased. Mm-hmm. And he's got some really good videos where he went to some climate change events. He's got good videos of going all kinds of places, but he's got some good ones where he really tried to, like talk to these people and see what's going on, and it's pretty interesting. The Nuance Pro on YouTube, he's a pretty cool dude.
All right, yeah, maybe I'll look into it. Like I said, like I'm not climate change is nothing really like ever something I pay too much attention to. I'm more into raising the temperature on like the elected officials and like holding them fucking accountable
Yeah,
for some
well,
bullshit.
Well, what's his name? Jordan Peterson. Uh, he had some good shit to say about climate change.
Who
It was
did?
basically that. It was just like Jordan Peterson.
Oh, okay.
He was just like, there's nothing we can do about it. If we all gathered, together today and started to work to try and stop this, if it really was happening, there'd be nothing we could do about it. So stopping paying attention to social issues and all these issues that actually matter
Yeah.
to focus on this thing that doesn't matter, that we have no power over, is totally fucking stupid. Like,
Yeah.
it makes no sense. But
Kind of like a religious nut, you know?
yeah, but the lefties love talking about that stuff. And I
Yeah.
used to be, I had a company where I used to build cars that ran on biodiesel and vegetable oil, and I was hacking
Oh, yeah?
hybrids. So I was caught up in all that shit, but I was always kind of skeptical about it just because there was so much. This is like back in the day when like the green stuff was huge, when Gore did the Inconvenient Truth and all that, and so I was always fairly skeptical on it, but it made me a lot of money for a while.
No complaints there, you know? Well,
Yeah.
actually, some people complain, but I'm not one of them, you know? There's a lot of that going around, too. Like, no money, no more. It's just like, how the fuck do you expect stuff to go on, you know? What are
Yeah.
you going to do? You know? I'm not like someone who's like anti-money. Like, I try to be as realistic about stuff as possible, you know?
Yeah.
It's just...
I'm a minimalist, so I try and not to get too focused on it, but you gotta.
No, I agree. Like, I'm not somebody that's like looking to buy mansions or anything. Yeah, no, right. You know, like I said, I'm not the type of person to be all into that. Like, I'll be walking around like thinking about stuff like, why is this, or that's where I come up with half of the jokes. Like, I'll just be like wandering around thinking about dumb shit. You know, I'm not really that concerned. Like, how am I gonna get a better car or something like that? It's kind of whatever.
Did you watch
the last Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle?
I saw the Chappelle. I did not see the Bill Burr. Well, what did you think of that?
Bill Burr.
Bill Burr's hilarious.
Yeah, he's actually one of the only.
Those two dudes are the best. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, those two dudes are so fucking good.
No, Bill Burr is definitely one of the best guys going. I don't really.
He's a
secret libertarian too. Like, he's.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah,
no, totally. He what's it called? I like him. He's kind of like a man's man type of comic. You know what I mean? Like that's always his thing. But I don't really, to be honest with you, I don't really watch a lot of comedy. I never really did. Like, I never wanted to be a comedian. It was just always people were like, yo, you're funny. You should, you come up with a lot of shit. So, like, kind of people, like, pushed me into, like, actually, like, writing jokes. I'm about to start doing stand-up again, like, next month and really, like, take it to these people or whatever. But, yeah, I did see the Chappelle, which was good. I thought it was overrated, but it was good. The
it was really good.
No, it was good. You know what the problem is? Again, as somebody that, like, writes jokes myself, it's like, his style, like within that whole hour, he honestly had like 10 jokes. It took him like an hour to tell 10 jokes. We're like,
he's big stories and like.
Yeah, see, I'm not really like that. Like, I have to like get comfortable on stage and then I can get to that. Like, I'm the type of guy like, why are crossing guards always old ladies when old ladies need the most help across the street? Why does game Uno require multiple players? Why not? So like I'm more like Robbie, like punchline.
Yeah.
So to me, go ahead.
Like I never wanted to be a comedian, but I'm writing a comedy bit because I know it's a good way to teach people things. And, like, you don't necessarily have to be a funny person to, I mean, I'll think of something and, like, one thing in a year, one good joke in a year I'll come up with, and I'll be like, oh, fuck, and I'll write that down.
Well, there we go.
Someday I'll have it all lined up.
Actually,
it'll be super, like, informative, like.
Yeah, actually, you want to hear something cute? I didn't post this one or whatever, but before I had to go pick up Vanessa and Lacey from Jersey or whatever before we went to Anarchadelphia. So I'm on the Belt Park. So I'm on the Belt Parkway driving, and I'm driving, and I see like there's a detective in front of me, and you can obviously tell one's a detective because it's all blacked out and I noticed the car is a Ford Escape that he put a cage in. The cop put a cage in a car called an Escape. Call me stupid, but like, did anyone else notice this? The Escape, you fucking weirdo. But what are you gonna do? Yeah, well, it's not even a joke. Like, he really did. I just noticed, like, well, that's kind of interesting. Like, it's called an Escape. You put the cage. Well, there you go. But I thought that was kind of cute.
What was this
vegan discussion you had?
Oh God. Well,
I haven't watched it yet.
I'd actually like to congratulate you on being one of the vegans that are actually a noble vegan that most vegans should strive and aspire to be like. Because in all seriousness, like, yeah, like, did you see? Are you friends with Nathan Riddit or whatever his name is? He's like one of these like hardcore like vegans. He makes a post.
No, they're so annoying.
Oh, they're the worst people on the planet. Like, I hate these motherfuckers because they're just so obsessed. And it's just like, listen, man, like, I get your good intentions. Like, you know, when I first heard about veganism, I thought it was actually quite admirable. And I actually I went vegetarian for a year and a half. But then these vegans are telling me, oh, vegetarian's not good enough. You know, you're never allowed to have a mozzarella stick again, you piece of shit. It's just like, you know, like, you might just want to like ease up and, you know, and like, I don't even believe. So anyway, just to get into it, Nathan Riddit, he made a post that said, if you're not a vegan anarchist, you're a self-loathing bad person. So first off, that's not true. Like, my grandmother's not a self-loathing bad person. She's not an anarchist and she's not a vegan. You know, she likes rice pudding. She likes to gossip. She likes to complain about what's left of what I have in the family. She's not a bad person. I can assure you of that. All right. He doesn't know what he's talking about. So I blasted him back with, if you're not a sun-gazing anarchist, you're a self-loathing bad person. Because it's like, well, if we're going to be ridiculous, let's just go to extremes. You want to be extreme? I'll get more extreme than you. Like, that's the point. Like, you know, so Bill, the worst people on the planet. Fuck militant vegans.
Word spaghetti, basically, just putting a bunch of words together.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, yeah. I actually made a new title for myself. I'm calling myself Justin Padini, MVP, Militant Vegan Police. Because if I see any more of these militant vegans, I'm just gonna Thanos the shit out of them. Like what he did to the Avengers in Infinity War, I'm gonna lay waste to the vegan community like you have no. I mean, I don't want to do it. That's the thing. I'm a nice guy. I don't want to do this. But if they keep pushing me, man, like I'm telling you, it's like nothing you've ever seen.
You should debate vegan games. You know that guy?
Yeah, sure. That's the thing.
He will debate you any day of the week.
He'll lose. Like straight up. I put up $1,000 wager. I'll shred him. I don't want to. That's the thing. I don't want to hurt the vegan community because there are a lot of good people that want the right thing. It's just they don't police themselves. Like, hey, like maybe you should stop harassing. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I don't want to do that because I don't want to hurt veganism. It's just that a lot of these people, they're just so crazy.
A lot of them are super obnoxious, but at the same time, we get a lot of shit too. So it's like,
oh no, totally. I'm guilty. Listen, I'm guilty of it myself.
Every time you come across an angry vegan, they're angry because some people have been fucking with them for months, and they're finally like, "Fuck you, yeah."
Yeah.
Like,
no, it's definitely possible. It is. It's the problem is you can't joke around about it. Like that's why I'm glad.
You can't joke with anybody about anything they believe in these days. You can't fuck with anybody about anything. They go crazy. Like
no, right. I was gonna write out like a joke about the debate I just had. I was gonna say the main reason I love roasting vegans is because they can't take a joke about it. Like if the vegan community started attacking shallow Italian buff guys, shit, I'd join them. You know, just because like they're just jokes, and it's like I make jokes about everything, but for some reason can't joke about that. And it's just like, well, you know. So I just like joking. He says they're angry.
Yeah, I don't even tell people I'm vegan most of the time, and like people try and say shit, and I make jokes about it too, just because I don't want to have it be awkward.
Yeah. No, like I said, I totally respect that, and I respect you for that because you know you'd be a good example. It's just that I consider myself a better vegan activist than a lot of these vegans because like I'm not out here being like fuck veganism or anything like that. I just go after the ones that are like, hey, like maybe you might want to stop calling everyone that's not what you think. It's like, you know, like why not
murder?
Yeah, right. Like, you know, like that's murder. You know, it's just like, you know, just
take
it easy.
Murder is only between humans, so.
Right. Like, what do you think of this? Like, here's like a half joke thing that I have, but it's also true, right? So we're gonna get real Padini right now for a second, but anyway. So you know how like the Google Maps technology, right? Like the Google Maps technology, you can see your house from space. So what I was going to say, I wanted to use that technology and create a phone app called Mindful Moral Mediating, MMM, right? So what I'm going to do is hopefully if we can just get past this ridiculous notion of government, what I'd like to do is take the a satellite technology from that, and I want to put the satellite over the animal kingdom, like the forests, the rivers, and the jungles. That way you can see all the animals. So when an animal dies of natural causes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell
fly a helicopter.
Yeah, well, no, not quite. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create this app called Mindful Moral Mediating, and I'm going to sell it to meat eaters that are conscious, that don't want to actually kill anything, because it's killing something that's immoral. Eating meat's not immoral. It's killing something that's wrong. So if they don't actually kill the animal, then it's not immoral. So what I want to do is sell them the Mindful Moral Meat Eating app. And what it'll do is when something dies, like in a forest or something, it'll alert the conscious meat eater. So he can just drive over and pick up the carcass. But here's where it gets fun. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that same app and I'm going to give it away to the militant vegans for free. And I'm going to alert them 10 minutes later. So that way, when the Mindful Moral Meat Eaters want to go get their dinner, the militant vegans can chase after them, and we can film it like a reality TV show and pump a lot of money into the anarchist community. That way, everyone wins. Everyone wins, and I don't have to hear about veganism anymore. Everyone wins.
Boy.
I just think about it. What do you think Vegan Games would say to that? What do you think you would say? That's the thing. Like, it's not this 100%. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not this 100% one way or black and white thing. It isn't. So if we could just figure out a way to, if we could just figure out a way that there's no killing involved, well, then it's perfectly moral to eat meat. Well, there you go. So that's it. Like, that's the problem. Like, instead of harassing everyone that doesn't fully agree with you, like, why don't you come up with some creative ideas like I just did? Like, I was like sitting in bed jerking off thinking about that type of shit. Like, oh, maybe if we just do this, or or like create like a really big farm or something, and that's the thing. They can't fuck with me. So it's just like, that's why I welcome it. Like, I'll challenge any vegan on earth. I'll run through them like Godzilla did downtown Tokyo, man. Like, I'll fucking tornado through Kansas. It's nothing. But anyway, like I said, I totally respect like your stance on it. It's like, there's a lot of good ones out there. I just like, I'm a comedian, so I like to like fuck with
Yeah, of course.
It's kind of part of my nature. So
absolutely.
Yeah, but no, watch it. I had a vegan on that's like, he feels the same way that I do. It's like certain ones, like again, you give it a good name. Julian Freeman gives it a good name. Nathan Riddick, he's just making people. Mulhart? Oh yeah, she's on Facebook right now, and she's mad cool. I love Jen. She's real cool.
It's weird when you like
break up with someone and then you don't look on Facebook for a couple months and you go back and they're like famous.
And they're like, well, I didn't hear the last part.
Like, how does Jen know everyone now?
Oh, right, yeah, right. What's the answer now? I got people adding me all the time. It's like, oh, it's a big internet orgy or something like that. Oh, you hate the government? Me too. Just straight, oh, you hate this? Me too. Let's fucking talk about it. Hopefully we'll not go to jail. Yeah. But, so that was basically what that was about, Like I said, I don't even want to discuss it anymore personally. It's just that, like I said, when I see posts like that, it's like, dude, you're just hurting your own, and again, they all work under like Mark's guys and they're just giving them a bad name, and it's just not cool. So I just figured, you know what, you want it, and like the Joker said, and I'm gonna give it to you, So there we go.
Like I'll post like
some funny vegan memes, but like I'm not like
it's fun.
And if like dudes will come and they'll like talk some shit, like I'll talk some shit back, but we're like, we're debating. We're not like, you're a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, I've had multiple of them threaten to fight me.
It's like, we're arguing nutrition. We're not like fucking, just ad hominem attacking each other.
Oh, I've gotten like death threats for just asking questions. I've been blocked. And again, like anybody that knows me, I'm not like the type of person like, fuck you, you scumbag piece of shit. I'm just asking questions. And they just don't like my questions. And then I've had Nathan Riddick who like told me he was going to fight me. He used to take jiu-jitsu, which I also took briefly for like a year. And then he's it's like, dude, I'm like 100 pounds on you. Like, I'll fucking
Didn't you guys have
that argument on my page?
It's very possible, yeah.
You guys
probably
like, at it for a while.
Yeah, probably. It's just like, yo, just be nice about it, Like, that's it. Just be nicer about it. You don't have to be this way. Like, we could have an open discussion, but like, they don't even want to discuss it.
Yeah.
Like, I pointed out like a couple of, just like a couple of interesting points, and like the conscious ones will like message me like, hey, that's like a good point. Like, I never looked at it that way. I'm not trying to get anyone to stop. I'm just like, hey, just be nicer about it. Like, you don't have to be such a dick.
Well, there's.
I don't know if you ever saw my video that I did. It was like in response to something Joe Rogan said, and I went.
Yeah, he's adamantly against it.
Yeah. Well, I went into pretty deep why I am, and it's mostly. It's almost all economic reasons. Like, like I don't know. We don't need to talk about this now.
Yeah, it's up to you. Like I said, I don't really care. To me, it's more of like fun than anything. But I'm trying to get away from it.
It is something to make jokes about because
like they say in all. Yeah, no, like they say in all the rap music, it's like they just keep drawing me back in, man. Keep drawing me back into it. It's like I just leave me alone.
It's like anything on Facebook, like when the Greta stuff came up, I was like, oh god, I don't even want to post anything about this stupid girl. But
Yeah.
like you get drawn in because it's just like it's too hard not to because it's just a cycle every year. It's like
Right.
they buy the anti-gun stuff, then they bring the
Yeah.
you're gonna the immunizations and diseases. Then they'll bring
Yeah,
some,
that's
you know,
another
like,
one.
Then
That's
there'll be
another one.
yeah, then there'll be a bunch of mass shootings will come through, and then like it's just then it's a constant cycle every year, and it's weird because on Facebook, you know that they have that thing that'll show you the last several years like your best posts,
Uh-huh.
and it's weird because like it's like clockwork. Like a shooting will happen, and I'll go in there to my memories, and it'll be like a shooting just happened, you know, like
What? Go figure. It's almost like it
crazy.
takes.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's almost like the season of sacrifice or something like that. It's
It's
almost
almost like they
they
know
designed it
something.
this way, you know.
Right, like they know something that we don't, and they keep it to themselves, and they don't teach the public. But they would never do anything like that. Like there wouldn't be any type of secret societies that harbor knowledge about anything. You know, the public knows everything that the you know. Please, it's
Yeah.
nonsense. What a joke. You know,
Do you
like I
watch
say,
the-
it just
do you-
was that.
No, go ahead.
I didn't hear what you said. Do I watch what?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, really? That was weird. So anyway, shit, what were we talking about? I could have. Okay, what were we just talking about? I totally lost my train of thought. I thought you asked if I watched the UFC, and I was gonna be like, yeah, actually, I did with Luke.
I was.
That's what I was gonna say, but I didn't want to.
No, you totally. Oh, so you did say you totally said that. Unless I'm like
Yeah.
psychic now. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I actually watched with Luke Radowski and Victoria Lolita the other night. It was a good
Yeah.
fight. Yeah, yeah. I thought the Spanish dude was gonna rock him for sure, but that, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No, Izzy's insane, dude. That guy's crazy good.
The other dude just seemed like so much more amped. That like again, but like you know.
Well, he
I don't
had to
follow-
knock him
Out because you can't like Israel Adesanya is crazy good. Like he's
Yeah.
really good. Like,
I don't follow it like crazy, but I do watch the UFC. I do
Yeah.
enjoy that type of stuff. I just don't like sports. Like I regularly like make fun of people that like sports.
I
can't stand sports, but I like UFC.
Oh yeah. Oh, you too. I
it's
thought
fun.
I was alone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so you're one of the 7 humans that ever existed that don't like sports. Oh, that's
dude,
great news.
I can't stand it.
Did you ever see
Ridiculous.
my sports fan? Did you ever
Well,
see
you
my
know,
sports fan joke?
But the thing is, have you noticed though that the ratings have gone down for all sports like a lot
Good.
recently?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I
It's
absolutely
like
hope so.
the same thing with organized religion. They're both like everything's plummeting right now because
It
people
is.
are like,
It is a religion.
This is fucking stupid. Like this isn't important.
Did you see Endgame? Avengers Endgame?
No.
Oh, okay. No, it's okay. It doesn't matter if you did or
No,
not.
dude,
I think-
the Joker is the first movie I've been to in 6 years.
Yeah.
And before
No-
that, it had probably been 5 years before that too. I just took my kids to see fucking Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. No. So the reason I asked is because in the beginning of Endgame, basically like Thanos just wiped out like half of all the life in the universe. So they're just showing humanity, and they're just kind of like going over the planet. And if they just go over like the baseball stadium, and you could tell like nobody's been there in like 5 years, and I was just
Yeah.
like, thank
No.
you, Thanos. This is what. Thank you. You know, like fuck these people. You know, it's like fuck football, fuck baseball, all this shit.
Yeah,
It's so lame. The
it's
MMA
so
I can
bad.
fuck with, but the sports are so lame. I think about grown
Yeah.
men throwing a ball to one another. You know, guys, they spend their whole lives about grown men throwing a ball. Like, what are you kidding? They want to hit the ball?
No,
it's ridiculous.
It's mind control
shit.
Totally.
That's all
This
it
team,
is.
that team.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of nonsense.
to keep people from not going crazy.
Crazy from working, and that's all like 50s era stuff. It's all
Yeah.
old shit, you know.
Sure.
It doesn't fly anymore.
Did you ever see did you ever see the sports fan joke thing that I did like 2 years ago?
No.
Oh really? Oh, it's one of my best, I'd say. Yeah,
The
if you want,
video?
like, I'll tag you in it later.
Yeah.
It's a good one. Yeah, I
do it.
brutalized them. That was actually my intro to the joke. I basically said, so this goes out to Plato, the Greek philosopher that lived approximately 2,400 years ago, that once famously said, "Give the masses breads and circuses, and they'll never revolt." Now we're a few thousand years out. Same thing. They just steal everything
Same
from
shit.
us. Same shit.
Yeah, dude.
They're building another arena in LA, and there's like already 6 arenas in LA, and it's all taxpayer money. Like it's fucking crazy. Like,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Right. Like, why don't the people that make all the money from the sports pay for it? Like, I don't want to pay for it. I don't like sports, at all. It's like, I'll play them, but like, I don't want to watch other people play them. I'll play like handball or something, but
Like,
I don't want to watch.
Some friends dragged me to a Dodger game a few months ago, and like it was fun to go to.
No, I hear you. Yeah, I've
like,
been to plenty of games,
I'll
but
take my kids to some games, but like I would never be into it. And it was interesting because the Dodgers were fucking on fire. Like I could tell. Like it's like watching the Lakers when they were good. I was like, I don't give a fuck about the Lakers, but I'm like, damn, these guys are good fucking
right. No,
like,
right. So
athletes, crazy good athletes. Like
yeah.
so it's interesting like that, but not like I just not into it. Like it's just not.
You know what it is? I'm not into watching other people that I don't know throw a ball to one another. Like if you and people I knew,
I'd rather.
Like, yeah.
I would watch that. Like if let's say like you, like Adam Kokesh, Jeff Burrick, and we're like I would totally watch that. But like I don't want to watch a bunch of grown men sweaty large men that I've never met or anything. Like I don't care. Oh, he's good at throwing the ball. Oh, great. That doesn't affect anything.
Yeah,
I'd go play the sport too.
Yeah, right. I'm a pretty athletic dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
The handball, I like handball a lot and stuff like that. But again, like to watch other people do it, it's just like, you could be doing a lot more with your time than watching somebody throw a ball. Call me a dick, but
it's funny. Half those guys
don't even seem very athletic too, like the football or baseball. Some baseball players,
yeah.
Like, are you even that? Like, I feel like if I jumped on a team, like I'd be just as good as any of those guys.
Right.
I don't think they're like any that like unless they're doing steroids. Like I don't.
Well, pretty much all of them are. That's the thing. Like they just get all these guys juiced up. They're not. That's what people don't understand about.
Well, remember Mark
McGwire? He was tiny little dude, and he was like. He was huge.
Yeah.
So
that's why I try to explain, like all these Hollywood people, like they're all just hopped up on steroids and stuff. Like, these people are fucking all of them.
Every male actor in Hollywood is doing steroids. It's like, what else do they need to do? All they need to do is like Zac Efron and all those dudes. They're all
totally
steroids like crazy. You can see that.
You know what? Yeah.
Like,
I was just gonna say that actually. Yeah, I was actually just gonna say that. Like two of the big signs that you can tell if someone's on steroids are if they have like a defined jawline. Yeah, not always. Like you do, like it's a genetic thing too. But that and those really balled out shoulders, like those really round. Like dude, my shoulders are so fucking strong. I'm not to brag, but like I've been doing since I was like 21, 225 overhead, like 10 sets of 10, like nothing, like you wouldn't believe. And my shoulders don't look anything like that. Like not even.
Yeah,
you want to see someone on steroids? Watch that movie Troy, that Brad Pitt movie where he's like.
Oh yeah.
Like he was so juiced up in that movie. Like his cheeks were all huge because he was chewing. Your muscles here get all big because you're chewing.
That's what I mean.
Like, yeah.
No, that's what I mean. Like that's how people can tell. Because like I don't like people ask me like, have you ever juiced? Not only have I never juiced, I've never taken any supplements from like GNC or anything. Just protein shakes.
Really?
At all, ever.
Wow.
I'm just a stocky dude. But like look at my like I don't have that big defined jawline or anything. Like that's the thing. That's why like people tell me they think somebody thought I was 27 last week. It's like nah man, I just turned 36. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My face isn't all creased up because I'm all natural.
Yeah.
That's why I tell people like you can just like just work out maybe. Have a sandwich. Don't tell the vegans, or have a vegan sandwich, or I remember when 50 Cent the game this 50 Cent. He's like, oh, these guys got something about like 2 dumbbells and a sandwich or something. Like, that's all you need, man. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need all that fun stuff. See, I would go nuts if I took steroids because I got really big and then I got smaller after. Like that would drive me crazy. Like I'm just always the size unless I stop working out. But yeah.
So you're working out again?
Yes, I'm back. Last time we spoke, I was out of the gym for like 3 months. I took 4 months off. And now I'm I was pissed. It's coming back though, slowly but surely. I am the tortoise. How about you? You been lifting? I know you've been doing the jiu-jitsu and stuff.
No,
right?
well, I
fucked up my ACL a couple years ago, and I thought it was healed, and I started doing jiu-jitsu again. I fucked it up again, so.
Oh, yeah, that's one of the reasons I stopped actually. Was because I didn't want to hurt myself because that hurting yourself. I mean, as you know,
it's some serious shit.
Yeah. It's not like getting a cold. Like you hurt yourself. Like same thing when I strained my pec. 4 months I was out of the gym. Like I didn't do shit for like 4 months. Luckily, because I am natural, like I just blew right back up because this is really me. But like that's what I mean. Is like you get hurting yourself in the gym. It's now you got to be careful, man. Like you be out of there for months. It's not like getting even a flu. It's nothing like that.
And it's like for what? Because you wanted to learn a martial art like this dude. Like I was rolling with this dude the other day, and he almost broke my ribs like 3 times. I was like, dude, fucking chill.
You actually look like you're thickened out a little bit. You've been lifting?
Well, I've been doing yoga and Pilates, and eating right, and yeah, I gained.
No,
like,
you look more
pounds.
solid, I think, than I've
Yeah,
seen you last time or
definitely.
whatever. How much do you weigh?
165.
Okay, what are you like? How tall are you? Like 6 foot or something?
6'6", yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm super ectomorphic, like skinny, skinny, lanky, but I'm pretty strong.
No, yeah, you look like you're thinking out. I'm like 5'10", 250. I'm a
Pilates,
stocky boy.
Dude, yoga and Pilates is fucking rad. Like
I never did Pilates. I've done a little
like,
yoga. No,
yeah,
I've done a little yoga and stuff.
Pilates is like doing yoga, but it's strength training. Like
Mm-hmm.
you put, like it's weird, but I got really good shape really fast doing that stuff. It was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I should check it out.
Yeah.
I get the problem with me is I get too stuck in like my own regimen. I actually had Greg from Anarchy Lifting. Like I signed up for one of his things.
It's good to
to make me like a program because I get stuck.
Yeah, it's good to go out of your norm, and especially yoga because it's like core shit, so you're like, I've never in my life worked out some of these muscles that these freaking yoga ladies are making me work out, like weird stuff, that you never normally work out. You do in this, and it's light duty, but it still gets done, and I feel my balance is so much better, and I felt like I fixed my knee doing that because I used to be really wobbly, and then after 3 months of yoga, my knee was fine.
No, yeah, you'd be surprised. Like I've been going for acupuncture and stuff. Like these like ancient practices, like the real deal. That's what actually got me over my pec strain. Was I started going for acupuncture like twice a week. I found a place that was really cheap, that's close by, and and I've been doing that. And after like the third week, I was for the most part back to normal. I wish I would have done it earlier because I probably would have been healed, like 2 months faster than than.
Did you do cupping?
No, I heard about that though. I don't think he does that there. I have heard about that though.
That's mostly like
massage therapist.
Yeah. I actually am interested in trying that, but I haven't actually yet. He did stuff with like the electric pad, like I put on you and just to get the blood going and everything. But yeah. So for the most part, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good right now. I'm gonna try to get a little bit better shape, and I'll probably go back out and hit the stage and see start doing the stand up and see what comes of that. Because I've been writing jokes for about 5 years now, and I got like. I got well over 1,000 now, so it's about time.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, thanks.
It would
Depression.
be cool to do like a liberty-oriented comedy night.
Dude, I've been trying to get people. I reached out to so many people. I reached out to anybody that's like amusing. Like I reached out to,
do it in
like Austin, Texas, like in the middle of the country, so everyone can go. Like have some rad comedy festival. Just because fucking Liberty events are so boring.
Yeah.
Like, oh
someone mentioned something at Acapulco. Like one of the I think it was Anastasia told me Acapulco next year. Like they're gonna like give me like a stage time or something like that.
No,
so
they should.
It's coming. Oh, it's coming. Like I said. Well, I was chilling with Jeff. I never actually hung out with him. Well, I've seen him in Mexico, but he was in Anacadelphia, and me and him were actually like chilling out for a while. So I got to know him, and really cool guy or whatever. But I never really spoke to him before. But same thing. He was saying like, yeah, dude, you were like born to be on stage. Like, do this. We got to do something. So he was saying he's like friends with some of the top comics, and he was gonna like put me on or something. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I'll blow him out. I'm more of a writer, but
I used to know this comedian that had like really good political shit. Like he was totally like anarchist, but like made fun of like Republicans and Democrats like throughout his whole shit. It was so fucking funny. But I lost track of the guy.
I thought. What do you think of this? I thought of a good. What do you think of this? I thought because I hammer the left so hard. It's like I should probably hammer the right more. But like the thing is, they're not as fun. They're not as fun to make fun of.
They're not near too.
No, they're not. That's the thing. But
well,
like,
it's because
we kind of believe in all their shit a little bit. So it's like, how do I make fun?
Yeah, we're just more extreme, I guess. But what do you think of this one? I thought of this like a couple of weeks ago. I thought it was decent. I was gonna actually say I was gonna complain about how I don't attack the left. And they're like, Justin, why do you don't go after the right enough? I'm like, you're right. And then I was thinking, it's like, but there's not really that much to make fun of them about. And if I did make fun of them, they'd probably just ignore it. They'd be too busy trying to blame black people for everything, or something like that. Like something along those lines. They'd be too busy trying to blame black people for everything that's wrong or whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's kind of what they do, but
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. You want to wrap up here, and we'll pick up on
Sure,
that,
man.
like a month or two. We'll do that. Sound good? All right, baby. Well, always a pleasure and great talking to you, Jeff. And we'll pick it up soon. Sound good?
Word.
And Christian Good, debate him. I need to see this. All right.
All
Peace,
right.
kid.